The most exhausting state is not when you made the wrong choice, but when you did not choose anything at all and live inside endless what-ifs. If you recognized yourself in this, stay, because today we will not talk about confidence, willpower, or how to finally pull yourself together. We will talk about why the brain sometimes finds it physically hard to make decisions, even the simplest ones. Not moving to another place or leaving a marriage, but what to order in a café, to write or not to write, to start or to wait. And most importantly, why this is not laziness, not childishness, and not a weak character. Here is an important point right from the start. If it is hard for you to make decisions, nothing unique or pathological is happening to you. You are not broken. This is a psyche that has lived for a long time in conditions where any decision had a cost. We really like the idea of freedom. It seems that the more options, the better. But there is bad news. Psychologists and neurobiologists have long proven that the more options there are, the higher the anxiety, and the worse the decision tends to be. This is called the paradox of choice. When there are too many options, the brain does not think, "Oh, how great! There is so much to choose from." It thinks, "What if I make a mistake? What if there is a better option? What if I regret it later? Why was it easier before? What do you think?" Very often clients tell me, "Earlier, I made decisions easily, and now I cannot at all." And here is an important nuance. Earlier, your parents decided for you. Society was stricter. Scripts were simpler. There were fewer options. The choice was limited, and this reduced anxiety. Now there are more choices, but less support, less right to make a mistake, faster judgment, and longer consequences. And the brain says, "Stop, better let us do nothing." A decision is not about logic. It is about safety. A person does not avoid decisions. A person avoids the consequences of decisions. If in your experience you were punished for choosing, your mistakes were mocked, your independence ended in pain, and any "I decided" turned into conflict, your psyche learned a simple formula. Decision equals danger. And now, when you need to decide even something neutral, anxiety, tension, and numbness switch on inside. Not because you are weak, but because the brain is doing its job, protecting you. How does decision paralysis form? First, the need to choose appears. Then the brain starts calculating risks. Anxiety switches on. The body tenses. Thoughts speed up. The feeling "I can" disappears. The desire to postpone appears. Self-criticism turns on. Energy drops. And that is it. The decision is never made. And then comes guilt. What is wrong with me? This is the most destructive part. That is why the advice, "just decide," is harmful. It sounds like "just stop being afraid." But fear is not a switch. It is a consequence of experience. Here is an example from my practice. A 34-year-old woman came to me, and her main request sounded like this: "I cannot decide anything, even small things. I doubt all the time. I am tired of this." We start to sort it out, and what do we find out? In childhood, her mother criticized any decision she made. "You did not think right. You chose the wrong thing. I told you so." And now in adult life, her mother's voice lived inside her. Every decision was accompanied by an inner interrogation. She was not insecure. She was checking herself to the point of exhaustion. From the psyche's point of view, a bad decision means pain, and no decision means uncertainty. If pain used to be stronger, the brain chooses uncertainty. Yes, it is unpleasant, but it is familiar. And here is an important truth that few people think about: not making decisions is also a decision. It is just that its price is stretched out over time and often higher. And perfectionism also kills the ability to choose. If inside there is the rule, "I must choose perfectly, I must not make a mistake, if I decide, then it has to be forever," then any decision becomes unbearable. What really helps here? Decisions are not made out of willpower, they are made out of sufficient support. Support is the right to make a mistake. the possibility to change your mind, the feeling that I will not disappear if I choose the wrong thing, and support, internal or external. While this is not there, the brain will break. One of the most effective strategies in psychotherapy is returning a sense of agency through micro-choices, not deciding your fate, but choosing a movie, choosing a route, choosing the pace, choosing when to stop, without analysis, without evaluation, without asking, is this right? If it is hard for you to make decisions, it is possible that you lived too long in a world where others decided for you, controlled you, judged you, and your mistakes were unsafe. Now you are not stuck. You are learning to live differently, slowly, unevenly, with pauses. This is not a failure. It is a transition. And next time you catch yourself thinking, I cannot decide again, try to replace the question, what is wrong with me, with, what am I afraid to lose now if I decide? And listen to the answer. In it, there will be the reason, not an excuse.